I think we can all agree that wisdom is something that we all want. Everyone wants to, when they're asked a tough question or something like that, we all want to be able to answer it, and not only be able to answer it, but answer it well and with a good answer, and do it so that they won't leave disappointed, and things like that. We want to know answers. We want to have more answers and things. And when you truly get around people who have seemingly made it in the industry of wisdom and have unlocked more knowledge than you and I, it's amazing just to be able to get around them and talk to them and just feel their presence, because it's just like something different that comes with that. And I think we can all agree on that. But what I want to know is, how do I get more wisdom? How do I gain more knowledge and understanding and things like that? Because those are all different, but they are all equally as important. And how do we do that? And I was reading in the Bible, and I want to show you how I think we should. But King Solomon was someone who was given an excellent gift. God came to him and he asked him, he said, Solomon, what do you want? And he said, I'll give you anything you want. Just tell me what you want. And Solomon said, all I want is wisdom. He just wanted knowledge and understanding and wisdom and those sorts of things. And God did give him that. And King Solomon was probably the second wisest man to ever walk the earth outside of Jesus Christ himself. And here he wrote most of Proverbs. And here in Proverbs, chapter number 2 and verse number 3, he starts talking about, okay, how do you gain knowledge? And I'm going to read this through, and then we're going to try and break this down, okay? So Proverbs 2, 3 through 7 says, if thou criest after knowledge, and lifteth up thy voice for understanding, if thou seekest her as silver, and searchest for her as for hid treasures, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord, and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. He's a buckler to them that walk uprightly. So here King Solomon is answering that question that we just posed. How do we gain more knowledge and understanding and wisdom? And here he says, if you'll just cry out, right? He says, I'm going to read here again. It says in verse number 3 to 5, it says, yea, if thou criest after knowledge, and liftest up thy voice for understanding, if thou seekest her as silver, and searchest for her as for a hid treasure, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord, and find the knowledge of God. And he said, if you'll just cry out for those things, if you'll just ask and plead with God to give you those things, if you ask God for understanding and knowledge and wisdom, that he'll give it to you. He will give it to you. And we all need that. And we all need to understand that when we pray, if we will ask, we can receive. Now, God can say no. He will give us an answer. It may be yes or it may be no, but we can ask for things. We can ask if we're struggling in school, or we're struggling and we want more wisdom and understanding on a topic or something like that. We can ask God, and he will hear from heaven, and he will help us. He said, if you'll just ask, if you'll just cry, if you'll just continually plead with God, and you'll just ask him over and over again for wisdom and things like that, and make an effort when presented to you to get that, then you will receive it. He will give it to you. There was a parable that Jesus gave about a judge. He was an unrighteous judge and things like that. But a woman came to him, and she wanted something, and she just pestered this judge over and over again. And finally the judge, not because he thought it was right, not because he wanted it, it to happen, but because of the constant pestering of this woman, he gave her what she wanted. And what Jesus was saying there was how much more will I, as a just judge, if you will ask, will give unto you. If you will ask for my favor, if you will ask for me to reach down and help you in your circumstances, if you'll reach down and ask me for wisdom, then I will hear you and I will help. If this judge, just because of the constant pestering of this woman, would hear her, how much more will God, who is not an unrighteous judge, hear and give if we'll just ask, and we'll just ask again and again and again. There is no shortage of God's ear. His ear is not shortened that he cannot hear. We can ask and we can ask and we can receive if we'll just cry out for wisdom and understanding and grace. And I know this was a shorter video, but I did want to cover that this week. So if you'll just cry out to God, then he will help you to gain knowledge and wisdom and understanding. He will help you with that. So God bless you, friend. I pray that you will take this into account. I know I have personally began doing this in my life, in my prayer life, is just constantly asking for help in my school and wisdom throughout the day and things like that. If you'll just ask, if you'll just cry out, then God will answer. It said there that he was a buckler for the upright, and what a buckler was it was like a shield. It was like a shield sort of thing, a little bit larger and things like that, but it was like a shield for them that are upright. So he was like a shield for the upright. He is someone, if you'll just walk and you will try to walk with him, then he will shield you and he will help you to gain knowledge and understanding and wisdom, all three of them. So God bless you, friend. I pray that you would take this to heart, and I will see you guys on Sunday. I should have a message out. So, okay, goodbye.